Thank you very much for a really strong turnout today to this year's Kemper Memorial Contest award ceremony. Usually we say essay award ceremony, but it's a little different this year. The first thing we like to start with, if you look at your program, is a Pledge of Allegiance.
I, the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I'd like to start this ceremony off with thank you to Dina Madden, Kevin Klein, Tim Hooker, Adam Sobel, Craig Goldberg, Adam Rizzuti, Emily Dombroff, really the entire MHS Art Department, Social Studies Department, the Kemper Memorial Park Preservation Fund, Mary Cronin, Dan Northrop, Mark Schumer, John Esposito, our administration. Ms. Klain was rushing back from a conference today, so she was desperately trying to make it back in time, and hopefully she will. And on behalf of our board, thank you all for coming and for supporting this contest. I'd also like to recognize Richard Cantor, grandson of the builder of the memorial. If you would stand up and be recognized, appreciate it. Thank you. And then last but not least, and definitely most important, veterans in the room, I please ask you to stand and be recognized to have a contest and an occasion like we have.
Well done. Thank you.
On behalf of the Mamaroneck School District, I'd like to thank you all for your service to our country. It's much appreciated on this Memorial Day. So this year was a new look for the Kemper contest. Traditionally, it's been exclusively an essay contest, sometimes with a variety of choices, but in consultation with the Kemper Memorial Park Preservation Fund, I think I've totally mastered that name now. I'm there, I'm good. So in consultation with that organization, we decided to change it, hoping that the contest would be a little more open to more people who maybe necessarily didn't want to write an essay. So what we did was we gave students an option. They could still write the essay, they could write a poem, they could produce some piece of visual arts, they could produce a video, they could write a song. I think that covers it, right, Mary? I said poem. So this year, traditionally we get about 20 or so entries, depending on how much browbeating's involved. This year we got over 50. So it was a very, very difficult choice to make, and I want to really strongly emphasize that. And you can see, and by some of the pieces that we got, how difficult it was to decide. Okay, so that's just a little background on our changed contest this year.
The roots for today's showcase actually sprouted approximately 70 years ago when Adolf, Helen, and their daughter Jean Kemper entrusted Kemper Memorial Park and the memory of their son Richard and the other MHS students who did not return from World War II to the Mamaroneck Union Free School District. With that donation of the Memorial Park, the Kemper family had a few humble yet hopeful expectations. They had hoped that the serenity of the park would provide a beautiful and safe sanctuary for families to peacefully and privately mourn. To the dismay of too many families, the remains of their loved ones were neither found nor could be identified. Maybe, just maybe, the park would be a very small but consequential part of the closure process. The Kemper family had also envisioned the park as a space to heal for our close-knit community. By the spring of 1945, our tri-municipality had been reeling from a weekly barrage of incredibly sad news and nerve-wracking reports from the front. From the fall of 1943 to the spring of 1945, the Mamaroneck Daily Times, unfortunately, had to print way too many articles and notices of loss and uncertainty. Because of its central location in the town of Mamaroneck, the village of Mamaroneck, and the village of Larchmont, the Kempers had hoped that the park could become a village green for anyone in the community to voice their concerns and fears. A place for individuals and families to know they do not have to be or feel alone. Finally, and in some ways most significantly, the Kemper family imagined that the park would be a meaningful vehicle to help the local populace move on from its hurt and grief. The grove of white pines on the east side of the park was a very specific donation from Gene Kemper. What the trees symbolized was really important to Gene. They would not only pay homage to those who did not return, but honor those veterans who did return. She believed it was an appropriate and wonderful depiction of a reassuring future. The trees were young, vibrant, and symbolized a future that would grow tall and strong, just like our returning vets, their families, and our community. The Kemper family and school district realized that for the community to move forward respectfully and expeditiously, it would be the educators and the students of Mamaroneck School District who should lead the way. Through the curriculum, local events, exhibitions, and of course memorial ceremonies, the students would learn and remember about those who served, why they served, and the sacrifices they made for future generations. And that brings us to today's contest and celebration. The extraordinary faculty and resourceful students of the Mamaroneck School District have always valued exceptional challenges and unique ways to learn and present their discoveries. It's in the school district's and students' DNA. I can subjectively express that assessment as a member of a family who has had 3 generations proudly graduate from MHS. With great excitement and anticipation, this year's format for the contest was expanded to engage and stimulate the participants. Words, drawings, music, dance, or any other medium they would comfortably utilize would be welcomed and encouraged. The new format has been redesigned to motivate students to express themselves in ways that should be fascinating and illuminating. Exactly what Adolf, Helen, and Gene Kemper had hoped. Today would not be possible without a supportive administration led by Dr. Shaps and the Board of Education. We want to give a special thank you to Jim Needham, who has been the school board's liaison to the Kemper Memorial Park Preservation Fund for the past 2 years. We also want to acknowledge the efforts and support of George McNally, Director of School Facilities and Operations, as well as Jeff Gibson and his grounds crew for all they do in the park. A big hug and thank you to Liz Klain for her years of encouragement, both as a member of the Social Studies Department and now as the principal of MHS. Her involvement, particularly this year, was invaluable. To the participating faculty, Craig Goldberg of the Social Studies Department and the other department heads, thank you for your enthusiastic support. You're all remarkable advocates and mentors of all the students who participated in this year's contest. Speaking of the Social Studies Department, is he here? No. Anyway, one of the faculty is retiring this year, Adam Sobel. His enthusiastic support for Kemper Park and the contest has always been appreciated, and it really seems appropriate that the last year of his tenure is a seminal moment in the expansion of the contest. As a thank you for his contribution to the contest and the Memorial Park, we have a token of our appreciation to Adam, and on his behalf, accepting the award is Peter Green. Thank you, Peter. Finally, the Kemper Memorial Park Preservation Fund is beyond grateful to Mary and Peter, whose extraordinary efforts have made the past 15 years and especially today possible. They are the epitome of professional educators who believe in their students and work tirelessly to bring out the best in them. This year's remarkable contest is a direct result of Mary and Peter's commitment to the school district and its students. Today's program is a fabulous template of how to never forget the past and embrace the future. Adolph, Helen, and Jean Kemper would be grateful and extremely pleased. Thank you.
To emphasize about the awards is we selected 4 winners and 3 honorable mentions. It's not like a first place, second place, third place, fourth place. They're on the program in alphabetical order. So we just tried to pick the 4 best, and then 3 we thought were really, just really on the verge of being winners. It was, again, a very difficult choice. So Mary Cronin, Vice President of the Kemper Memorial Park Preservation Fund, is going to present the awards. And I'd like to call the winners down. I'd just like to have them briefly explain or perform their piece. So we're going to start with Tricia Powell. Please come on down.
So for my art piece, which is all of the black and white, Vanna will go over. Good job. I thought it would be appropriate to demonstrate how the lives of the soldiers who fought from MHS in World War II still impact the lives of our students today. I thought by creating silhouettes in the image that it would show that even though physically the soldiers aren't here with us today, they still impact the students that are here throughout the hallways of MHS. And overall, I thought that it would be nice to present the idea that our high school itself is a memorial because it will always honor those who took the risk to protect us from the dangers of World War II.
Thank you. Thank you, Tricia, for a very thoughtful piece. Next on our list is Helen Graham. Tricia's a sophomore, Helen's a junior. Come on down.
So I don't know if you guys can see it, but on the left side of my picture there are sort of modern day students sitting in front of Kemper Memorial, and on the right side there are soldiers in World War II. And basically I wanted to represent how students today weren't so different or even much younger than the soldiers in World War II who fought for our country. And I think that just really highlights the bravery that they displayed and sort of the tragedy of their sacrifice, how they were so young and how their sacrifice sort of preserved the freedom that we have today to sort of enjoy our lives as high school students instead of having to worry about things like wars at the moment. Yeah, and so I think it's important to remember their bravery.
Thank you. Call down Emily Morris, who wrote a song, I believe it's titled Surrender, right, Emily?
Yeah.
Okay. So Emily's going to perform.
Yeah.
So a few years ago, I had the pleasure of visiting the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. And when I got home, I was really affected by it. Like, it was just kind of really haunting to me. And so I sat down and I wrote this song. And it's a tribute to everyone that was lost and unidentified in the line of duty. And I call it Surrender. Look at me, on the front lines of this war. Look at you, afraid to open up your door. And look at me, I'm all alone, and yes, I'm poor. And I surrender everything to you. I gave my name and all my bullets too. And I surrender everything to you. But I know that I will never stand alone. Freedom's here, and it's been knocking at my
to match these bones, but I'm here in this hole, you see, with a grave, but no identity. And I surrender everything to you. I gave my name and all my bullets too. And I surrender everything to you.
So this is a poem I wrote called Kemper. She is scribbling frantically, a letter to him, each word coming too slowly for her mind to think of the next, and she is lost in her own loneliness. She writes too fast and he runs too slow, lagging behind the others. He always hated running. She can't stop rushing. Every moment she hesitates, maybe the moment that he runs too slowly. He misses a step in the path, he ducks a moment too late. So she writes everything that is in her head until the pen runs out of ink and he runs out of time. And she flashes back to being glued to the couch next to the radio, hoping for a glimpse of success, a glimpse of defeat, a glimpse of the life of the boy who she loved, who was halfway across the world. When they told her that he had gone missing, they gave her a stack of all the letters she wrote him, bound together by 2 rubber bands that had dirt on them. She reads them all until she can't see, and they blur together, the frantic words and jumbled sentences, turning into a montage of lost hope and grief. She didn't go to the memorial. She didn't go to the reception. She already had a shrine to him in the back of her closet, bound together by anxiety, love, and rubber bands.
So I'd like to call on our honorable mentions. Angel couldn't be here with us today, but Kevin, Sedui, and Seydou, I'm going to get this, Kevin, I promise. And Emily Shen, if you could please come forward and be recognized. Emily produced a triptych painting over there, a set of 3 paintings, and Kevin produced the American flag. Underneath each flap is a portrait of one of the men and one woman whose name is inscribed on the Kemper Memorial. So thank you very much for your efforts here, Kevin and Emily.
Very, very thankful. Is this working? Because I have a sore throat, so I'm not as loud as normal. I'm so very thankful to all of you, really, from the bottom of my heart and on behalf of my family. You together are fulfilling the dreams my grandparents had. Number 1, in building the park here by the school, they wanted students to learn what freedom was all about and what the sacrifices to have freedom entail, so that young students could grow up and build a more humane and just world, so that never again would parents or brothers or sisters have to go through the heartache of losing a loved one in battle. So a special thanks to you students for making the memorial part of your education and part of your life. Another dream my grandparents had was that the community would adopt the park as theirs. And no one is more emblematic of that than Jan Northrup. In founding the Kemper Memorial Park Preservation Committee, and in all of the members of that committee that have worked so diligently to protect the park and make sure that it will be here in the future. And certainly Mary Cronin, to you, and Liz Klein, I know is not here, but opened their arms when our family wanted to start an essay contest. And Liz, at the time, was not your principal. She was the chairman of the Social Studies Department. Adam Sobel's been mentioned, and Mary McLean, Mary Cronin, Liz, okay, Klein, I'm sorry. I wasn't expected to speak. Anyway, but Mary, you've just been instrumental in every way all along. I do want to make a comment to you young people that I hope relates. When I saw the 2 paintings were there. What struck me is how very young the students represented in that painting, and it made me think of something to tell you. The youngest to die in Vietnam, which is my era as a veteran, was 15 years old. The average age of our veterans to die in World War II was 19 years old. So I hope that sinks in, because the veterans in this room today look more like me, but they were more like you. Okay, to move right on Memorial Day, for those of you that can make it, we have a ceremony in conjunction with the community and with the American Legion. I would like to invite all of you to join us at 1 o'clock on Monday, if you can, in the Memorial Park. If it rains, we will be here back in this classroom. And at that ceremony, we would like to recognize once again the winners of this contest. And if you choose to be there, we will certainly invite you to participate. Peter, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you all for coming. We'd like to conclude our ceremony out at the Kemper Memorial, so if you would join us out at the memorial for the playing of taps. Thank you again for coming. Thank you to all the students who entered our contest. Special recognition to our winning entries.